All right, China, we're live.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. We've been on the chat for quite some time, just seeing what everyone's been up to. Love the conversations people are having about, writer's block and pets, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it is about time for like that gross, murky middle part of, the month. So I completely get that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. How's everyone doing so far? What are people's word counts looking like? Do we got some people who have already won, maybe? Some people who have maybe 2,000 written, 2,000 words written overall? Everyone's valid, to steal a China-ism. Oh, and also we should 27K. That's
that's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, China, you're talking about making 21K like yesterday. How did
Um,
that go?
actually, it was a couple of days ago. I managed to get over 26K yesterday, which is great. But my
That's so awesome.
initial goal was to have 3,000 words a day, and that did not happen.
Mm,
So, oh my gosh, Talia's at 117K. How is that even possible? You guys are
that's
so awesome.
Izzy. I see you, and you are valid. um, I'm like sitting right on that stat bar. Like you can barely see my stats from the like recommended word count on the stats bar, which by the way, if people don't know what I'm talking about, when you're on the NaNoWriMo site, you can see on your like drop down menu in the profile, you can see like stats. And that's a really cool breakdown of like how when you prefer to write, like how much do you write per day? What is your expected date of finish, things like that. It's pretty fun.
And like one
Um,
thing I love doing for like my word count is sprints. Sprints help so much. So, like
mhm.
having people who can do word sprints with you is great.
Yeah,
Oh, and
everyone's
speaking
doing
of,
great. Should
yeah,
we? Oh, you go.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I realize, like I do every virtual write-in, that we've yet to introduce ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
So,
So for those who don't know, it might be their first time here, I'm China, the editorial intern at NaNoWriMo this fall, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
yeah, and I'm Sandra. I'm a programs intern, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. Um, this is what is it? This is our fifth virtual write-in that we've been hosting, China.
I'm not, it might be, I have no idea.
Happy birthday to J Nick Creations' dad, by the way. Sorry, I just saw that. um, we have a very special virtual write-in here today because what day is it today, China?
It's Friday the 13th. So, since it's Friday the 13th, we decided we would do something a little bit more suspenseful. And like, so all of our kind of sprints and discussions are going to be based off of suspense. So I love suspense. It's one of my favorite genres. I'm not that great at writing it, but I will try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can introduce the first sprint prompt if China, you want to be the timer since you're clearly so much better at it than I am. Um, so our first sprint slash prompt, it's going to be for 5 minutes. We're going to ask you to write a scene where your main character is nervous. What are they nervous about? And so that's obviously a prompt that you can just uh, go and run with. But I want to also add a reminder that if you want to use this time to, create a space for you to work on your NaNoWriMo project, I mean, you can obviously do both, porque no los dos. but um, but if you like, you can follow the prompt. You don't have to follow the prompt. You can do anything so long as you are writing. So yeah, once
So,
again, Catherine will post it in the chat, and China, let us know when you're ready.
okay. So we're going to start this first sprint with 5 minutes starting now. So we're at 2.5 minutes left. We're down to 30 seconds. Ten seconds, get down those last few words. And that's time. How did everybody do? What was everybody's word count? And what did everybody write about? What about you, Sandra? What did you write about?
I was just saying that CB 394 is 266 words away from 50K. So let's see if they can hit 50K in the virtual write-in.
That would
For
be
me,
awesome.
I ended up just writing my NaNoWriMo novel. What about you?
So I'm also working on a NaNoWriMo novel, but it's kind of cool. I'm writing little snippets that I feel like I could include later. So we'll see if it's good enough to include. Wow, we got some pretty awesome word counts.
Yeah. Love the I don't know how to pronounce Aurora Rea said 65 words, which is great. And I love what you said about the ghost just knocked on the door. It's very spooky, very, very Friday the 13th.
Yes. Also very Edgar Allan Poe-ish.
Which is like the
So
mood we're going for, right?
yes, that's my he's my favorite author. So yes, we're definitely going for Edgar Allan Poe feeling vibes or Michael Meyer
What
vibes,
would you
whichever one you prefer.
what would you recommend of the old EAP's works?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So there are a lot of works that I love by him that no one's ever heard of. Like the Oval Portrait is probably one of my favorites. Um, it's like very, very, very short. It takes up like 2 pages, but it's a really cool kind of suspenseful novel. Like if you're into creepy stories, like I have so many of them.
If ever there's a day to talk about it, it was either today or Halloween.
Yeah, I love creepy stories. So I kind of like suspense, period. And I'm just kind of curious about what everyone else kind of likes. So do you guys have a favorite suspense novel or movie? Or are you one of those people who like thriller over horror movies? I'm kind of curious to see what everyone likes.
Yeah, and I mean, people are also posting great snippets of what suspenseful scene they were writing. Like Rocket Joe 86 says, my MC had just broken into the bureau of his stepfather's stepfather, which is so funny, first of all, and stole a journal. But he realized that someone is in the house with him and tried to hide in time. That's so
Ooh,
scary to me.
that's kind of cool.
And people
Kristen
are,
Story says, I like gothic horrors. I love the gothic genre, period. So I'm with you there.
yeah, where are my chickens at? I'm a chicken. I don't really consume a lot of horror or suspense because my heart starts pounding really fast. Like Jordan Peele's Us, all my friends were totally okay with it, and I was like in the theater going, "Do I have to walk out? I don't know if I can take much more of this. Am I about to have a heart attack?"
Yeah, so Allie Colkit says she likes Six Souls. I love that one.
Hmm.
AV, Arsenic and Oat Lace. Yes, who doesn't love a story about oat ladies poisoning people?
I don't know any of these. Oh, except for Gillian Flynn. I know her. I did love Gone Girl.
Yeah, so Arsenic and Oat Lace is a play. And like I said, it's about oat ladies who kind of for fun poison people using grape juice.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at all the chickens in the comments. There's like
Yeah.
chicken emojis. Um, big chicken here.
See, I love going if there were haunted houses open all year round, I would go to a haunted house like every Friday.
Oh my god, that's too much. I went to a haunted house and I like my by the time I emerged, like my throat was so sore because I just like screamed for a solid 4 minutes straight.
Like I went to a haunted house and it was kind of scary. I will admit, but I didn't scream at all. Like I don't really scream at haunted houses. I just enjoy being scared. It's I don't know.
How? Wow. Wish I wish I could do that. Um,
Ooh, we have some Agatha
Octo
Christie
chicken.
fans. Like
Oh,
I like
Agatha Christie is great.
I love her.
That,
Her novels are very mysterious and suspenseful, but they always ruin it in the
mhm,
book. I like in the movies. Like the movie adaptations kind of suck.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I guess I haven't actually seen an Agatha Christie adaptation, so would not know. I did see someone mention Ava Kron, I think, said, "I'm a chicken in real life, but find very little fiction scary." I think that's really interesting. I think it's great you can like separate that. Like China, would you say you're a chicken in real life or?
No.
Okay, China's just brave all around.
So like see the thing is I don't think I'm brave either. I just like being kind of scared is kind of like thrilling to me. I kind of like it. I don't know.
Mm,
Um, so I like scary movies. I like, you know, like when I'm walking down the street and it's all of a sudden it gets really dark and you don't know what's going
mhm.
to happen. I think it's kind of cool, you know. Maybe I'm just
Wow.
weird though.
I'm not gonna say you're weird. I'm just gonna say I've never personally experienced that. I just run. Um, Kayla James says you should come to Indiana. We have tons of haunted houses here. We even have a couple of haunted mansions. So China, if you need a vacay spot during October next year.
Hey, I'm always looking for haunted houses to go to, like always.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Jeannie Layton, thanks for the wreck. I will check out that movie if seeing as I, should educate myself on Agatha Christie, I guess.
yes, you should like her novels are wonderful.
I read a lot of her novels. I don't think I've watched a single movie.
A lot of them aren't very good. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's like like a lot of the movie adaptations, they like change. I think one of my least favorite movie adaptations is And Then There Were None where they completely change it, like the setting. They change the setting, how the book ends, like how it ends.
All right.
Yeah. Laura
Love that
Gomez,
about an adaptation.
yeah. Laura
At least they're
Gomez says,
trying.
"I'm fine as long as there are no clowns." I don't like clowns
Oh my God.
either. Like they're creepy.
Yeah. I remember back in like 2013, 2014, there were like random clowns running around in my neighborhood. I forget if it was like a nationwide thing, but they were so scary.
Yeah, the murder clowns.
Yeah. I think I was too young to really pay attention to them, but I was just like, what if a clown comes and it's me?
Um,
People are liking Knives Out. Just
Knives
wanted
Out
to,
was a movie.
yeah. All right, shall we move on to the next prompt, China?
Yeah, I think we should. I'm sorry. I was kind of just looking at the different uh like the different comments, and like apparently it was, yeah, worldwide, Europe,
It was worldwide.
Australia. Because I remember, like, especially in 2016, the murder clowns. Like, you can be like, apparently, like, scary clowns make more money than like birthday party clowns, which I think is kind of weird. But
I'm not surprised by that. I've yet to meet a child who actually enjoyed a birthday clown. Then again, I haven't really met many children who had birthday clowns at their parties.
okay, so kind of moving on to our next sprint, we're gonna ask. This one's gonna
Also
be
about
about.
clowns. JK, it's not.
It's not about clowns. I mean, it couldn't be about clowns. Write what you feel in your heart, guys. If you want to write about clowns, go for it.
Do you look inside your heart and a clown is looking back at you? Right about that.
Yeah. Um, so our prompt is going to just be to write about your character. Your character is going to be standing in front of a door. What's behind the door, and what do they fear is behind the door? Um, we're going to take about 10 minutes for this prompt. Celeste Gosling, I'm sorry that your cousin was a professional clown. And we're insulting his line of work. So we're going to take 10 minutes for this prompt. Is everyone, excited? You can write about clowns and Agatha Christie. So once again, you don't have to go with this prompt if it's just not for you. You can kind of just write whatever you want to for these next 10 minutes. And so we're going to take 10 minutes starting now. So we're down to 5 minutes, halfway through. Two and a half minutes left. Thirty seconds left. Ten seconds left. Okay, and that's time. What was everyone's word counts like that time?
How's the prompt for you, China? While we wait
Uh,
for answers to come in.
so this is actually really interesting. I feel like this is definitely something I could use later on. So that's great. I love it when I'm during our virtual write-ins when I can kind of get something I can use later on, count towards
Mhm.
my word count goal. What about you?
I just continued writing. Um, China, you're well over the halfway point, right? Um, but are you over the halfway point in your novel?
Oh, I'm still in the beginning of my novel.
Oh yeah, an epic.
It's turning out to be a lot longer than I originally thought it was going to be. But it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of world building and the character tends to stay in her head a lot. So
Ooh, yeah, fun. Sounds exciting. And also, these word counts are great.
I know.
464. Um, Apricon says, "I think my novel hates me." We've all been there.
Yeah,
You can do
definitely.
it.
Ooh, Brittany Allen got 360 words.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Marilyn says 78 words towards a really important scene. And honestly, like the most important scenes, I think, are the ones that I struggle the most in, you know?
Mhm. You kind of want to make them perfect, even though it's just your first draft. I get that. I get that
Mm-hmm.
so much.
But
Um,
we're anti-perfection in this NaNoWriMo house,
yeah,
right?
just get it written down. It can be it never has to even see the light of day. The point is just having to write it down and finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. There's some really interesting things that people have been writing. Brilliant Wonderful says my characters were planning to go check out a dead guy's place, and so it fit in with the story. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that the um, prompt is working for everyone, it seems.
Nobody wrote about clowns. That's okay.
I was looking for that too.
I know. Anna Zart said, uh, really blocked, mostly just whining to myself about how I can't find anything to write about. That's rough. I understand how you feel. Sometimes you just gotta indulge in a little, like, oh, I'm a writer's block sort of emotion, you know? Then you can work. The important thing is just to keep working through it. And
Hmm.
you pound out like 100 more words, one word at a time.
Jennifer Rutherford says, I feel like doing Zoom sprints help me push myself. And that's what we're here for. We want you guys to, feel like are really helping you get those word counts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are all great.
I know.
We're all about suspense, right? And I feel like suspense happens because there's something you're afraid of happening. Like
Hmm.
you don't want something to happen. And I really want to tap into that fear and learn what everyone is afraid of. Like, phobias kind of stuff. It's Friday the 13th. We're here to talk about some spooky things. I'm personally really afraid of heights. I can't go on roller coasters with big drops because it makes my mind go white. Like,
Yeah, I feel like
what about
that's a
you?
very common fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I
Brave
know I'm
China.
afraid of a lot of
What are you?
things. I'm afraid of a lot of things, but I can't think of anything right now.
China, the bravest of us all.
No, I'm not brave, I promise. I don't know. Like there are a lot of things I don't like, even though I'm not technically afraid of them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been kind of fearful of being not in a tight space, but in a space where like the air is thinner, thinner. So I don't going through mountains or anything. I hate it because I hate the fact that it's hard for me to breathe, and I already have a hard enough time breathing as is. So So, wonderful.
HL
I
Martin
love
says,
roller coasters too.
wait, I'm so sorry. I spoke over you. I was just HL Martin says, I'm afraid of croissants. Me too.
Jordan Hudson says spiders, heights, and needles. I feel like no one likes needles. Like
I
I
don't
haven't
mind them.
really.
Like
Like I don't.
I got shots a lot as a kid, and like they never bothered me.
I get shots a lot too, and I don't. I still hate them. Like my aunt's a nurse, and so for some reason the other day she was looking at like my foot for some reason, and she's like, you know what? This is a nice juicy vein. This would be a perfect vein for an IV. You know, I have my butterfly needle in the car. Let me go see how. I'm like, no, there's no reason for you to stick me with a needle.
What? I that is the 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 scariest thing a off-duty medical professional can say to you. I have a butterfly needle in my car. I'll be right back.
I'm like, no, there's no reason for this.
Mm-hmm. We've got
Oh
like
yeah.
claustrophobic people in the chats. We've got
Mm-hmm.
people of scared of meeting a super famous celebrity. Yeah, yeah. That's, you meet your heroes and then they fall. Or you make a fool of yourself in front of your heroes. Equally bad.
Ooh, J Nick Creation says dentist. I hate the dentist. I get anxiety every time I go. I don't really like
Mm-hmm.
dentists either. Like I'm not afraid of them, but I don't like them, and that might be because the first time I watched Little Shop of Horrors, I was at a very young and impressionable age.
Mm-hmm.
So hearing like how crazy that dentist was, I just don't really like them that much.
Mm-hmm. I liked watching Finding Nemo at the dentist, so they really associated that positive energy. Then again, I got a lot of cavities, so I was maybe just at the dentist too often to really be afraid.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Gomez says talking on the phone is the scariest thing.
It's so scary. We're not trained for it, us young ones. I think I'm technically Gen Z. I don't know what you are, China.
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I'm a millennial though. So I remember when
Mm.
there were phone booths, and I would have to after school to remind my mom to pick me up. I would have to go to a public phone booth and be like, "Hey, come pick me up." So I'm
My God,
perfectly fine.
these kids nowadays, most of them won't know the sadness of being on the driveway because your mom forgot to pick you up and having to go to the office and being like, I need to use your phone to call my mom.
Like I'd be there like because I was in so many things like after school had closed, and so I would have to go to like a literal public telephone like booth and be like, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
come get me." Ooh, Puffy Book says, I hate mirrors when it's dark, catching reflections or seeing things that shouldn't be there. I feel like that would be like a great short story or even like a novel. I feel like just that could use. That's
Yeah. Addressing your fears through a novel. I wonder if anyone in the chat / you have done that, China, because I know there's very little opportunity for me to address my fears in a novel. Because what I'm going to do, like have a person climb a mountain, like that
yes.
doesn't really do it for me. But
Ooh,
like fear,
have them
like some
get
people,
on a you could have them get on a roller coaster that gets stuck and so they're trapped up. That would be interesting.
that's too scary. Yeah, a
Um,
lot of people were talking about their fears, like being like, like fear of failure, fear, like anxiety and amnesia. And I actually I have friends who, their biggest fear are like their parents getting amnesia because they love their parents so much, and so they try to address that, or they're working through that emotion in a story of theirs. Um, no, sometimes the things that fear us. Oh wait,
yeah,
did I
so
freeze?
um very fine. So I was just kind of wondering, now that we've kind of gotten to see inside everyone's head to see kind of what everyone's phobias are. Um, what are your characters' phobias? So like this last sprint, we're gonna do maybe 10 to 15 minutes. What do you think, Sandra? Like 10, 15.
I think we can do 15.
Yeah, I think we can do 15.
What if we do a Merry 13 for Friday the 13th?
Yeah, so we'll do 13-minute sprint. So for this last sprint, write a scene where a character, whether it's your protagonist or a side character or even your antagonist, is confronted by their phobia. How do they handle it? I'm kind of curious to see what phobias everyone uses. Maybe you can get some phobias from what everyone put in the chat. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start these 13 minutes starting now. So we're down to 5 minutes. Two minutes and 30 seconds. We have less than a minute left, so everyone try and get down those last thoughts. 10 seconds left. And that's time. So how did everyone do?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Sandra? How do you feel about your final word count after this sprint?
I feel very good. I think I wrote about let me just do some quick math here. I wrote about 500 words total over the course of this virtual write-in, which feels good, certainly. But I'm actually I'm interested in seeing what everyone wrote about their characters' phobias, because this is a prompt I was really excited for.
Yeah, so
What about you,
what
China?
phobias did everyone come up with? The phobia I came up with was actually for my antagonist. And she is extremely afraid of being alone. Um, so she's
Mm-hmm.
confronted with this when she is forced into a examination room and operation room, whatever you want to call it, and everyone's there watching her being pulled into this room, and no one does anything to help her.
My God. Um, I do think that it's so important to flesh out your antagonists the same way that your protagonists are fleshed out, which I'm sure you can
Mhm.
relate with, China.
Yeah, I feel like um, all my antagonists tend to be a little bit more interesting than my protagonists. And years ago, I had a drama professor who once said, "Give your villains the best lines," because the villains, the antagonists, kind of make the story. Without them, there wouldn't be, a story. So I try to do
Mm.
that.
Yeah, a lot of people, like Jerusha Ong says, I wrote one of my protagonists being scared of bringing along what is essentially the apocalypse, in which everyone is mind controlled. I
Ooh,
too would be scared of bringing about the apocalypse.
awesome!
Mm-hmm. Oh my God,
There,
there's so many cool. Sorry,
right?
you go.
I was just gonna say there's so many really, really cool things in the chat. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
wish I could read them all out loud. Jordan
Jordan
Hudson says,
Hudson's. There you go.
his whole story, um, their whole story is about my MC sphere. Oh,
This
wow.
write-in was just for you.
Yes. Lying back, why am I giving you the shivers? I need to know.
It's just because you're so cool, China.
Maybe it's because I'm spoopy. I try to be as spoopy as possible.
I think it might be because of what you said about like giving your villain the best lines. Like that definitely gave me a little bit of goosebumps just thinking about like, ooh, you gotta beef up your villain's lines.
um, like we're kind of running out of time here.
Oh my gosh, we're always running out of time. I always want
I
to
know.
see more.
I wish like these like virtual write-ins could just last forever. But yeah.
I feel like we by like the 18th hour, we would start like just speaking nonsense and it would devolve into total ridiculous
I
um
love how we
dialogue.
were specifically at the 18th hour.
Oh, at the 18th hour, not an hour before, not an hour after. That is when we break. Maybe the 13th hour. I should really be more thematic.
um, but of course, you guys can continue to like talk in the chat or like in our forums. I've been seeing a lot of everyone posting, a lot of you posting there, and I've been trying to respond or like your posts because you guys are writing some really awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you are under 18, from ages 13 to 18, you can definitely check out our YWP site. Sandra's on there, and I usually creep on there from time to time. Um, Catherine
Yeah.
posted a little bit earlier about our other virtual write-ins. So if you guys want to come back, or if you have if you want to do some more sprints, not only will Sandra and I be leading more write-ins, but there will be some municipal liaison, volunteer-led write-ins, and more. Is there anything you kind of wanted to mention that I kind of forgot, Sandra?
Just a quick shout out to the virtual write-ins happening this weekend. I'm sure they're going to be amazing. I'm personally going to try to tune in and be one of the chatters. So if you can spot me and give me a shout out on the weekend, we can all chat together. Um, and thank you everyone for coming out on a Friday night. Really happy
Yeah.
for everyone who talking about how they hit like 30K, 38K, 40K. Just a reminder that even if you're just starting NaNoWriMo, any creative accomplishment is a creative accomplishment, no matter if it is a NaNoWriMo win or not.
Yes, because you're winning by having written. So that's something we want to keep in mind. And if you are trying to get that 50K word count goal, don't forget to keep updating your word count so that you can earn awesome badges on the site. And I can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yeah. And don't forget to check out the pep talks and other nano coaches who are all working really hard to encourage you through this half way. I don't want to say speed bump. It's something that like kind of bogs you down a little, maybe.
Yeah, I think I like to call it like the murky, moggy middle. So,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, like the gross mire of the middle part of your story.
Yeah, everyone, good luck with the murky, moggy middle, the murky, moggy, muddy, mired middle.
Yay,
I believe in
alliteration.
everyone.
Yes, everyone is valid. We believe in all of you. Oh, and don't forget, you still have 2 more days to submit your novels for 30 Covers 30 Days. So if you have not submitted your novel and you still want a chance, you can do that too.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.